Good morning, and let me tell you something that might completely change the way you think about your sleep. If you wake up between 3 and 4 in the morning, night after night, wide awake, staring at the ceiling, that is not random. That is not just getting older. That is your body sending you a signal, and most doctors never investigate it. They will tell you it is normal and hand you a prescription. But what is actually happening inside your body during that window is far more important than anyone realizes. I am Dr. John Dale, and over more than 2 decades in geriatric medicine and longevity research, I have sat across from thousands of patients who have said the same thing. Doc, I fall asleep just fine, but I wake up at 3 in the morning and I cannot get back to sleep. A landmark study in sleep medicine reviews followed over 14,000 adults aged 55 and older for 8 years and found that those with consistent early morning awakenings had a 38% higher risk of cardiovascular events and a 27% greater rate of cognitive decline. Life-altering differences hiding inside what most people dismiss as a minor inconvenience. When we get to number 1, I am going to reveal the one cause almost no physician ever checks for. Stay with me until the very end. Drop your age in the comments and tell me, do you wake up between 3 and 4 in the morning? I read every single comment on this channel. Everyone. We are counting down from 5 to 1, from important to absolutely critical. Let us get into it. Number 5. Blood sugar crashing while you sleep. This surprises everyone because most people associate blood sugar with diabetes, but here's what your doctor probably never told you. You do not need to be diabetic to experience a nocturnal blood sugar crash. If your last meal was early and mostly carbohydrates, your blood sugar spikes, triggers an insulin surge, and then plummets in the middle of the night. When glucose drops, your body releases adrenaline, and adrenaline wakes you up. Completely. Think of it like this. Your body has a fuel gauge, and when it hits empty at 3 in the morning, it does not tap you on the shoulder. It pulls the fire alarm. A study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism followed 2,200 adults over 4 years and found that those with the highest overnight glycemic variability were 41% more likely to report chronic early morning awakenings. I had a patient, let us call her Dorothy, 68 years old, from Tucson. Waking every night at 3:15 like clockwork. We put a continuous glucose monitor on her and discovered her blood sugar was crashing to 54 milligrams per deciliter every night, around 2:45. We added a small protein and fat snack before bed. A tablespoon of almond butter and a few slices of turkey. Within 10 days, she was sleeping through the night. Dorothy told me, Doc, I feel like somebody gave me my mornings back. The practical takeaway is simple. Have a small protein and fat-rich snack about 30 minutes before bed. A handful of walnuts, a piece of cheese, a spoonful of almond butter. Number 4. Your cortisol rhythm is broken. Cortisol follows a specific daily pattern called the cortisol awakening response. In a healthy person, cortisol is lowest around midnight and rises between 5 and 7 in the morning to wake you naturally. But chronic stress, irregular sleep schedules, or too much artificial light in the evening can cause that cortisol surge to fire 2 or 3 hours too early. Think of it like an alarm clock set to the wrong time. The alarm works perfectly. It is just going off hours before it should. A study from psychoneuroendocrinology tracked 1,800 adults for 3 years and found that those with dysregulated cortisol patterns had a 34% higher incidence of fragmented sleep. The practical takeaway. Reduce bright light exposure at least 90 minutes before bed. Keep a consistent sleep and wake time, even on weekends. And consider magnesium glycinate, 200 to 400 milligrams before bed, which helps regulate cortisol rhythm and improve sleep continuity. And if what I am sharing today is making you rethink some of the things you have been doing, I want you to know this is just the beginning. I put everything I have learned over more than 2 decades of clinical practice into one place. My book covers all of this in much greater depth, with specific protocols and evening routines you can start using tonight. And if you prefer to listen, there is an audiobook version as well. You can find both at darjondale.com. I wrote it because I cannot sit across the table from every single one of you, but I can make sure the information gets to you. The link is in the description below. Number 3, your breathing is stopping and you do not know it. Sleep apnea is one of the most underdiagnosed conditions in adults over 60. The soft tissue in your airway relaxes during sleep, and in some people it blocks the airway. Your oxygen drops. Your brain jolts you awake just enough to restart breathing. Most people have no memory of it, but by 3 in the morning, your sleep is so shallow that any minor cortisol fluctuation wakes you fully. Think of it like a boat with a slow leak. By the middle of the night, you are already taking on water. A study from the American Journal of Respiratory and Critical Care Medicine examined 3,400 adults over 60 and found that 58% of those with undiagnosed sleep apnea reported consistent awakenings between 2 and 4 in the morning. I had a patient, let us call him George, 74 years old, from Pittsburgh. We did a sleep study and found 31 apnea events per hour. We started him on a CPAP device, and within 3 weeks he was sleeping 6.5 hours straight. George told me, "Doc, I did not know I was drowning every night until someone showed me the water. If you snore, if your partner says you stop breathing, or if you wake with a dry mouth, talk to your doctor about a sleep study. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do. Hit the bell. It helps us get this information to more people who need it, and it costs you absolutely nothing." Number 2, chronic stress is rewiring your brain's sleep architecture. Under sustained stress, your brain structurally changes. The amygdala, which is your threat detection center, becomes hyperactive. It scans for danger even while you sleep. And the prefrontal cortex, which normally keeps the amygdala in check, weakens. Think of it like a security system set too sensitive. It triggers alarms every time a mouse crosses the floor. A study from biological psychiatry followed 2,600 older adults for 5 years and found that those with the highest chronic stress markers had a 46% reduction in deep sleep and were 3 times more likely to report early morning awakenings. I had a patient, let us call her Margaret, 71 years old, from Columbus, waking at 3:30 every morning for 2 years, ever since her husband passed away. We started a structured protocol, 10 minutes of guided breathing before bed, a written worry journal, and a 20-minute morning walk in natural light. Within 6 weeks, she was waking at 5:30 instead of 3:30, and her blood pressure dropped 11 points. Margaret told me I did not realize I had been carrying him into my sleep every night. Chronic stress is not just emotional, it is neurological. Address it with specific tools, not willpower. Number 1, and this is the one almost nobody talks about, gut inflammation is triggering your brain's alarm system. Your gut and your brain are connected by a direct highway called the vagus nerve. When your gut is inflamed, it sends distress signals straight to your brainstem. And here's the timing. Your gut does its most intensive repair and immune signaling between 2 and 4 in the morning. If inflammation is present, that activity generates cytokines, which are inflammatory signaling molecules, and those cytokines crosstalk with the systems that regulate cortisol and adrenaline. Think of it like a construction crew jackhammering in the apartment below you at 3 in the morning. They are not trying to wake you, but the noise travels straight through the floor. A study published in Nature Communications analyzed gut microbiome data and sleep patterns in 4,200 adults and found that those with the highest intestinal inflammation markers were 52% more likely to experience fragmented sleep in the second half of the night. And here is the synergy. When your gut is inflamed, it impairs serotonin production. 90% of serotonin is made in your gut, and serotonin is the precursor to melatonin. So a damaged gut does not just wake you up, it makes it harder to fall back asleep. I had a patient, let us call him Frank, 69 years old, from San Diego, waking at 3 in the morning for over a year, cortisol, blood sugar, thyroid, all normal. Then we ran a comprehensive stool analysis and found severe dysbiosis and elevated calprotectin, a marker of intestinal inflammation. We removed the 3 foods he was most reactive to, added a medical-grade probiotic, and within 8 weeks Frank was sleeping through the night. Frank told me, "Doc, I feel like somebody turned the static off in my head." If nothing has worked for your sleep, ask your doctor about gut health testing. A stool analysis can reveal what standard blood work never will. This is not just about sleep. This is about your life. Your body is not betraying you. It is talking to you. That 3 in the morning wake-up call is not a malfunction. It is a message. And once you learn to read it, everything changes. If you found value in this video, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss what is coming next. Share it with someone you love who needs to hear this. Drop your age in the comments and tell me which of these 5 causes you think is behind your early morning awakenings. I read every single comment, everyone. And if you want the complete guide, everything I know, organized and ready for you to use, my book and audiobook are waiting for you at dejondale.com. The link is right there in the description. Take care of yourselves. I will see you in the next video.